Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX day trade setups for today. So it is looking like a bit of a bounce off the bottom here, but I'm not entirely convinced. The trend is down, there's no two ways about that, and I think I just want to get to the monthly here. Goodness gracious, let's just clear that off. Okay, so let's just get this monthly level in because that's what we need to pay attention to. And you can see we did bounce off it, and then there's another little monthly level just below that. So there we go. There's our monthly zone. You can see, as I said yesterday, the probability of a tail forming on a bar is higher than of it closing flat on its low. So we didn't get a close below that structure. And when you look at this bigger picture, it does look like potential double top forming. But on the monthly, trend is also up at the moment. So, your guess is as good as mine at the moment on the longer terms. If you look at this on the weekly, grouping to the downside, we do have some diversions formed here. Until we break below this, that diversion is very much in play. But more importantly, we've got diversions from this swing low here. See, there it is there, to where oscillators are here and price is higher. And then we are forming a pretty big, I won't call it engulfing bar, but that is a bullish pattern. And then at the same time, we've got some weekly overhead resistance ahead of us. So I suspect, if I just put that in, just give us an indication of the zone, I suspect we're in for a bit of a volatile time here. Now, there is a flag here, so, or should I say megaphone. So you can see there's a down line of the megaphone there, right? And then you draw a line on the top and you get your megaphone. You could also draw a line along there to get your flag, but what I'm pointing out here is this is a fake out potential brewing. Okay, so strong upward trend, break of the megaphone should be to the upside typically. A weak setup, but that's typically what should happen. But I think from a flag perspective, the break should be to the upside. So when you see a bull flag like that and you break to the downside, typically there is only a 25% probability of that continuing to the downside. So bear that in mind. We've got massive level of monthly support here. We have got a weekly close below it, but I'd want to see a monthly close below it. So I want to check this gap. That gap is closed as well. So that gap is definitely closed. So now, get back to what we're interested in. That macro view is just to ensure that you are cautious at the moment. And I'm going to delete this diagonal. Don't trust diagonals. We'll leave those levels in. So this is the zone we need to defend. It does look like it's being defended. And if we start dropping down through the time frames while you smash that like button, that bottom right corner there, just click it. Thank you. You'll see some structure forming here. So there is a inverse head and shoulders here. There is my shoulder, my head, and my right shoulder. Definitely in play. Look at my oscillators. They're indicating that we have a potential bounce to the downside. I am looking at this and saying, well, it looks like we're defending this area. It is a monthly as 2 monthly levels, and it does look like we are trying to defend that level at the moment. And we've got a crossover here. We are in between the moving averages, so we'll take that with a pinch of salt. No clear direction just yet on the 3 hour. However, when we start getting to the hour, apart from the barbed wire of yesterday, see all these tails here, this complete confusion, you can see the inverse head and shoulders, rounding bottom, whatever you want to call it. Range, if you even want to call it a range from of the 2 days, doesn't really matter. It's structure and it's price action. So it is telling us that we were trying to the bears were trying to defend this area. It could lead to the fact that they have not been able to defend that level. So this is my line in the sand right now. It is 14,800, big monthly level. We need to defend it. If we come back and test it, we've got moving averages crossed over. We have a fairly strong setup to the upside. Now, remember that level we drew in up here, which is 15,043, is the upper end of all of those weekly levels. So every one, not these tails so much, but of these tails here will offer some level of resistance on any move to the upside. So that's going to be something like that. Let's get the 50 minutes and we'll just see what options we have here. Okay, so yesterday was chaos. I mean, that's absolute chaos. I just shut my charts when I saw that. Getting pretty good at that, to be honest. A skill that is hard to learn. You know, when you see potential to be burnt, just to get out of it and go do something else, come back later. Right, so 14,838. I can actually just fine tune a little bit. That's probably what we're looking at. So 14,833. That is my level. I'd want to see price move up. I want to see it come back and test this at the open. And if we get a decent bounce off here, you're going to get a very decent trade. It's going to be 30, 40 point stop loss for 60 point gain to start with. I would expect a rejection and then maybe a retest of that and possibly move to the upside. So looking like a move to the upside. However, you do have a lot of noise in the market at the moment, and this week there's a lot of data noise as well. So you've got the Feds tonight. But that's only impact the markets tonight for us in the Eurozone. But for me, I think 15 minutes is the way to follow. If we start dropping below this 14,800, which remember is a monthly level, I'll take it with a big pinch of salt. There is a gap open down here. Then I'd expect us to come and test this monthly level at 14,709. But I'm kind of not in that zone. I'm not in that bearish zone. My gut is saying, you know, it's gonna be volatile. It's gonna be a crawl, but we're gonna test these levels, come back, find structure, test it again, then break, and then keep moving. We're going to try and recapture this area, or at least retest 15,043. That's kind of my gut feel at the moment. So we could also just go sideways like this until non-farm payrolls. I've seen that happen a couple of times. So just be cautious. You know, if the structure is there, take it. If you don't see the structure and it keeps doing what it did yesterday like this, just close your charts. Come back later. You'll definitely be something. But you know, often during non-farm payrolls, it just bounces around doing nothing, and then they say nothing, and then it's just like a nothing day anyway. If there's another catalyst, it could impact it, but you'll see it on the charts immediately. So for as long as these moving averages are flat, that's just indicating that we are waiting on noise at the moment. Okay, so anyway, that's kind of my setups for today. Keep your stops really tight, ladies and gentlemen. Don't try and hold on to things that are not going your way. Rather get out of it and recoup, regroup, and then look at the next setup. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.